Hey, virtual students, Mr. Yance again. Hope things are going well. I'm just glad to kind of see some of your faces and hear some of your voices today on Google Classroom. We'll do that every Friday, and there you go. The bell's going to interrupt us, and the PA will probably interrupt us. It's like you're here. But we will continue on from what we left off the other day. So I kind of didn't get to this slide, but this is kind of wrapping up muscles. So we're going over those 10 body systems. Muscles not only produce movement, as all of us know, but they also give off body heat, and we trap that heat. That's how we maintain our body temp. And if you look on the slides here, you'll see there's the difference between them. There's a cardiac muscle. You can see in the background what a microscope slide of it would look like. These are arteries and veins. If you look really close, you see the walls. They kind of pulsate and contract to help blood flow, and you can see what they look like. And then skeletal down here at the bottom, kind of a gory picture of the foot with everything removed but the muscles. Three very distinct, different looking muscles, but we're going to hit all three of those up in separate chapters. So I'm not going to spend much time on them here, other than I just want you to know the basics. There's three different types, cardiac, visceral, and skeletal, and they do two things for us: produce movement, but help maintain our body temperature. So we'll kind of circle back to those in lots of chapters. So I'm going to go over three other systems today. The nervous system, that is pretty self-explanatory. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it either. Very fast, your brain, your spinal cord, your nerves, controlling all of our organs. Basically, you can control everything. Very complex set of nerve impulses and stimulus. But what I want you to look at on this slide is you're going to notice something that's confusing to students sometimes. They look there and they're like, wait a minute, Mr. Yance, what's the deal? These have the same functions, right? Both of them say that they communicate, integration, and control. So how could both of these systems do the same thing? Because the nervous system is lightning fast, the endocrine system super slow. So it'd be like a hummingbird compared to a tree sloth, right? There's a lot of difference there. The endocrine system is more hormones, longer lasting. They do the same thing, but it's longer lasting and it's a lot slower than the nervous system. Nervous system, boom. And don't be deceived. The nervous system sometimes we think is immediately, immediate. Somebody throws something at us and our hands go up from our face. But if you ever watch the slow-mo guys, it's a video I sometimes watch in class. They slow stuff way down. It's amazing. There is a time lapse between when you see something and you react, and that there is a delay. It seems like it's immediately, but not so much. And if you look at the nervous system, I'll kind of scroll down here a little bit. It's crazy. It's like a highway system on Los Angeles. There's nerves going everywhere. You can see why people would get pinched nerves. This is kind of a cool picture. This shows the brain, the spinal cord. This is the brain stem. If you look really close, you see the old man's face in the middle there. That's kind of cool. You see his eyebrows, his eyes, his mouth, and beard. The brain stem, this controls all of our respiration, our heart rate, our autonomic system, where we don't have to think about it. The cerebrum and the cerebellum is your conscious control of things. And then they're connected with the spinal cord that sends information out. That's why you have to be super careful. We'll talk about this in first aid. If someone has a broken neck, you got to be careful with them, because if we sever this up here where the brain stem and the spinal cord meet, now we shut the flow off and people are paralyzed from the neck down, waist down, whatever. So we got to be super careful with that. And this is also why, and you're going to watch a video. This is an assignment we're going to have on Monday. I want to have you watch an organ donation video, and it's pretty intense. And the reason we can keep people alive and harvest their organs is because sometimes this brainstem is still intact, and we can hook people up machines. We can keep them physically alive. But if they don't have any brain waves in this part up here, the EEG part, then they're not clinically here. So that's why organ donation is an option. It's viable because of how the nervous system is put together. So that's pretty much those two systems. I do kind of want to throw this slide in there a little bit too. We're going to talk about the lymphatic system here in just a second. So why don't we just do that while I'm thinking about it? Okay. This system, when I talk about anatomy, and I was looking at this the other day, I was looking at my college textbook of anatomy and the new ones, and man, there's a difference in thickness. The ones today are a lot more, are a lot thicker because we have so much more knowledge of how things work and how the brain works and all these different systems. We really haven't changed a whole lot with these systems over the 30, 50 years that hundreds of years we've been studying anatomy, because it's not like we're going to find a new muscle or a new bone or something like that. We know where all the organs are. We know all the structure of the body. Where we are gaining knowledge is in the area of how things function, the physiology part. So that's something we have to kind of keep in mind. This is one small change over the years that we have done. The circulatory system, what I have in red, has always been the circulatory system. That has not changed. But what we've done is we've taken and divided it into two parts. The cardiovascular, which has always been part of the circulatory system, your heart, your blood vessels, transporting oxygen and CO2 and vital materials. Nothing's changed there. Always been part of the circulatory system. We just call it cardiovascular now as a subheading. The lymphatic system is what we've added. What we found is the lymphatic system, the lymph nodes, your thymus, your spleen, mainly your immune, fighting off infection part of your body. We decided that it's more closely related to the circulatory system than any other system. And we used to put in with endocrine and some of those, but we decided that without the cardiovascular, lymphatic system is not going to work. So a little small change, not much else has changed, a couple of wording things, but the 10 systems have always been the 10 systems. This is this kind of a new little wrinkle, I would call it, in how that system works. And here's what I want to kind of just emphasize, and I want you to really pay attention to this because I think it's really important. We have a lot of lymph nodes underneath the jaw, in the groin area, under the armpit, and sometimes people, these swell. So we get an infection in the body and they swell up when your immune system kicks into overdrive. And we need to pay close attention to that. If you ever have swelling in the neck or your arm or in the groin area, go get it looked at. I many years ago, I'd really be scared today with all the COVID stuff. But I woke up one morning and I had this big golf ball thing sticking in the side of my neck. And I kind of freaked out. And I'm a anatomy teacher, but it still kind of freaked me out. Went to the doctor, had it looked at, and I had a major infection in my body I didn't know I had. Didn't have any other symptoms other than my lymph nodes were swelled. And they got me on high-powered antibiotics. And 2-3 days, the golf ball was gone. So, we really pay attention to the lymphatic system, because when it gets kicked into overdrive and we have some kind of infection in the body, that's when we have something serious and we need to get looked at. And that's something all of us need to pay attention to and take note of. Okay, I want to show you a quick little video. It's kind of, and I know, I'm sorry, it kind of echoes a little bit. I got to figure out why that does. But you guys have probably seen this movie, Osmosis Jones, right? But think about the lymphatic system. This is what it's kind of emphasizing. So here we go. Okay. Maybe. Yeah, I got to put this mode. Let's put this mode. Here we go. All right, let's try that again. Maybe. Oh, technology is great when it works, right? I think I had it queued up there and then I lost it. Let's try it again.
That's you, Billy.
Honey, 10-second rule. It's the ground, you pick it up within 10 seconds, you can eat it.
We have a 220 on edge. Echo Gamma.
Anybody else?
That's affirmative.
Enzyme breakdown is 10. Be careful. out there.
You know, when I was in cell, this place was clean enough to eat out. Look at it now. What a disgrace. See anything yet?
I do. Nice. You got the chromosomes on all the right places.
Jones,
What? Ain't nothing a toothbrush can't handle.
I wish you'd take this job a bit more seriously.
Yo, you see this man? You see this gun? You see this gooey white sack membrane on my person?
Here we go again.
Well, you're dealing with a white blood cell here. I should be out in the veins, right? The mouth on part of control.
You're lucky you ain't in a scab. Uh-oh, looks like we got some germs on that egg.
Maybe it's not.
It's probably gingivitis. Don't get carried away.
Trixanol. This one with 6 micrograms of stolen adrenaline. It's not mine. I swear, I'm holding it for my cousin.
Oh, yeah, I never heard that one before. Take him to lockdown.
This here little DNA leak comes from a little girl in Riverside, California. Didn't like to wash her hands. Took me 3 whole weeks. And this one, nice lady in Detroit, slow down. 6 days flat. Then there's this old guy, Philly. Killed him in 72 hours. Yeah, I'm getting better as I go along, baby. But the problem is I never set the record. Until my man Frank, that is. I'm gonna take him down in 48 hours. Get my own chapter in the medical book.
All right.
That's filthy.
Whoops.
Honey, 10 seconds.
Hopefully,
Around
there we go. Whoops. Did I lose us? Sorry, guys. Oh, jeez.